Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of Comedy Corner.
This isn't a corner exactly.
Well,
it's kind of a round, but that's okay.
Yeah. Susie Essman is here, already giving me shit. Well, when it started, we were in a back room.
And
we
it was
were,
a corner. Okay.
And I couldn't think of a better name, so it's Corner?
That's like a people say the comedy corner. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
not a good thing, but it's a thing.
No, it's not a good thing. But we moved to another room. There was a corner. So now I guess this is a corner.
Do I need to be closer to this mic? I'm good? Okay.
Have you done radio before? Or?
I have, but sometimes you got to be right on top of
you
it.
Should be a little closer.
You know what always freaks me out when you do radio, and I just did another thing where you have to put the headphones on.
Yeah.
How do I know somebody didn't have scabies?
Right.
Or lice or something, and I'm putting those headphones on. They don't clean them.
They don't. Never.
Never.
I've been at this station 17 years now. Never even heard of someone cleaning headphones.
No, and you know what I always feel like doing? When I'm doing stand-up, you know, when a lot of times, and it's one comic after, I want to do a Lysol on the mic. Yeah. Especially the comics that are spitting on the mic and
Marlon Wayans brings his own mic.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
See, that's smart.
You should bring your own mic.
I know.
How much are you getting paid over at Curb? You could buy a mic, right?
Yeah, I could buy a mic even if I'm not getting paid at Curb. How much is a mic?
I don't know. I don't know how much you make. What do? You have a side business?
Yeah, it's called stand-up comedy.
Okay, how's that going?
Good.
You're an author also?
I'm an author, yeah.
You put out books and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't read much.
No.
No, I'm
Do
not
you
into
listen?
it.
I have an audio tape.
Audio book?
Yeah.
Is it your voice?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm going to let somebody else do my book.
What if you had Susie Essman impersonators do the voiceover for your book?
You know what's interesting? I just came from doing a voiceover for a TV commercial, and they didn't know if they were going to get me, so they were getting Susie Essman types.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were. So they played it for me, and they told them make the voice sound like it was ridiculous. Every single one was over the top. And, you know, this kills me when people who are not from New York try to do a New York accent.
That's a whole nother
it's
thing.
horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
That must be how the British feel.
Right.
When we try to do the Brit accent.
Like we do 3 words that sound British.
Yes, hello, how are you?
And
You know, it's nothing.
Chopped up. So you're originally from New York?
Yes. Born in the Bronx.
Where?
I was born, Sheridan Avenue off the concourse.
Okay.
And my grandmother lived on 161st and Jerome's, right across from the stadium.
Yes.
So I spent a lot of time there. But then I moved to Mount Vernon. I grew up in Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon?
Yeah.
Money earned in Mount Vernon.
Money earned in Mount Vernon.
Did you know Puff Daddy?
No, he's younger than me.
Oh, maybe you
They're all younger
babysitted
than
him. I don't know.
Babysit.
Would you not babysit black kids?
Of course, I actually did. You didn't have a choice in Mount Vernon.
Stun on me. Who else is from Mount Vernon? Heavy D, Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Denzel Washington's from Mount Vernon. Me. Kenny
movie,
Singleton, the baseball player.
I don't know anything about sports.
Really?
What sport?
He's a baseball player.
Now
He played
or
with
back in the day?
Well, many back. He's even older than I am. Okay. He played with the Baltimore Orioles, and now he's an announcer for the Yankees.
He's an announcer?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you were an announcer. I was like, what? Who else? Mount Vernon?
Michael Imperioli from The Sopranos.
Oh, he's from Mount Vernon?
Yes.
Sue's Rendezvous, the strip club.
I remember Sue's Rendezvous very well. I never went in there, but I passed it many times. Oh, yes.
Sue's Rendezvous.
I remember, it's
popping
still
on
there?
Tuesday. What? You should go by one night. Yeah. Go by on a Tuesday. That's when it's popping.
Really? Sue must be dead by now, because that was around when I was a kid. Or if she's not dead, you don't want to see her naked. Trust me.
The Rendezvous is trying to
Yeah, she's
find,
rendezvoused.
They call it Money Earned in Mount Vernon.
Really?
Oh, the movie, there's a movie shot there. A lot of Bronx Tale was shot there.
Oh, really?
And
that's where I grew up.
Dead Presidents. You ever saw Dead Presidents? You watch black movies? How many black friends do you have?
Do we have to distinguish, Cypher? Must it be black friends, white friends, black movies, white movies?
Just the way it is in the world today.
That's because you're making it.
Is your only black friend JB Smooth? That's all I want to know.
No.
Okay.
I grew up in Mount Vernon. I was the minority.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So how did you get into comedy? What was
a very
your story?
circuitous route. You know, I graduated from college. I was an urban studies major.
Mm-hmm.
I went to SUNY Purchase. I thought I wanted to be an actress. I moved into the city. I started taking acting classes. They bored the shit out of me.
Really?
You know, I was just so bored. I thought like scene study, you have some scene study partner, you go into their house in like Hell's Kitchen, walk up, 5th floor, walk up, it's some gay guy you're supposed to do a love scene with, and he's making you herbal tea. You know, I wanted to kill myself. So I waitressed. I was in a very bad place. Waitressing, I was a drug dealer, actually. I hate to say that. I was in a very, it was a very bad place. And friends of mine dared me to get up on stage. I never thought about doing stand-up.
Were you obviously
I was funny. I was always funny. Yeah, it was always funny. And I never thought about doing stand-up. It wasn't in my mindset. Yeah. I didn't know about stand-up.
Did you like it? Did you ever go watch it?
No. Well, interestingly, the only time I was ever in a comedy club, I was in L.A. visiting my cousin, and he took me to the Comedy Store, and I saw, of all people, to be the only person I saw, Richard Pryor, who's, the greatest comic that ever lived. And he was working on a new album or a new concert. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff he was doing wasn't working. Really? He was just working stuff through.
It might have been his first day.
Yeah,
working
exactly.
On the new stuff.
And that's when I didn't understand until I saw him, because he was so brilliant. I didn't understand that you're just not that automatically.
Right.
It's not like you just open your mouth and you're that, know? So that was really important to me, because I saw...
Because eventually you saw the concert, the real thing, and it was like, oh, that's what he was trying to do.
So that was the first time I actually understood how the whole thing works.
Right.
Because I had never been in a comedy club. Yeah, I know. I'd never been in a comedy club. And then friends kind of dared me to get up, and I did. And at this club called Mostly Magic on Carmine Street, that had an open mic night every Tuesdays. We'd take a number, one of those things. Yeah. And there were these guys there, Paul Herzig and Burt Levitt, and they came up to me. This was 1983, before you were born. And
I'm older than that. Not that young.
Before your listeners were born.
Weight, so,
But these guys came up to me and they said, we're opening up a comedy club. We really liked you. Would you come work for us? And I gave them my number. I never thought about it. I never got on stage again. 3-4 months later, they called me.
On a rotary phone.
Yes, on a rotary phone that was attached to the wall. They called me and said, we opened our club. You want to come down? And I did. I don't know if it wasn't for them, if I ever would have been a comic.
What was it?
It was this club called Comedy U. It was on University and 13th Street. It was above a Mexican restaurant,
nice.
But it was a great downtown kind of audience and small, hip, and I just started working there, and they just kept on giving me spots.
Wow.
And
so that was. So you did the open mic.
Yeah, and then that was it. That was it. I never was going to do it again.
You did it. You tried it. Whatever.
Right.
And they liked you.
Yeah.
So then them calling. You never did anything else until they called.
No.
Wow.
No, and then they started giving me spots. They said to me, can you come down and do 10 minutes? And I said, well, yeah, sure. What an idiot. 10 minutes? Yeah. 10 minutes is like 2 hours. You know what I mean? So I wrote 10 minutes.
World, 10 minutes is
I didn't
insane.
have 10 minutes. I wrote it, but they were so supportive. And
really?
I don't know, the uptown clubs at that time, it was Catch a Rising Star and the Comic Strip and Improv. I was so intimidated. You had to take a number and stand online. And I don't know if I ever would have done that if these guys hadn't given me this safe place.
Who are those guys? Anyone... Did they become anyone like powerful or famous?
No.
They had a comedy club.
Yeah, they had they loved comedy.
Right.
They loved comedy. And then eventually I went to the Comic Strip, and I started at my grade, my group that I started out with was me, Chris Rock, Colin Quinn.
Shit.
Yeah, I know they suck, right? We all started together.
Was Larry and Jerry and all them in that?
They were ahead of us. Okay. They were ahead of us. They were already. Well, Jerry was already very well established.
Right.
Larry was, when I first started doing. Larry had been doing it for many years, but he was the comic,
right?
Because he didn't know how to connect to an audience,
right.
So when he would go on stage at Catch a Rising Star, we'd all go in the back and watch him, because you knew something dangerous was going to happen.
Right. Either his jokes would be amazing, or his flop would be amazing.
Well, and his jokes were always amazing because he was a great writer, but not the greatest deliverer.
Right.
So sometimes he would just go on stage and he would look at the audience and he would just go, never mind. And he would just walk off.
I heard that.
I've seen him do, or he would start a fight. If the whole audience is laughing, one person looks at their watch, forget it. He's gone. And he's just focused on that person looking at their watch. Well, what's the matter? Am I not entertaining enough for you? Or like I remember one night he did some
these
joke.
are real stories.
Oh yeah, I was there. He did one joke, something. He had some bit of something about a bungalow, and a woman in the audience said, "What's a bungalow?" Well, this sent him off into some other realm that you can't even imagine. I've never heard of anybody who didn't know what a bungalow is, and stormed off the stage, angry. And when I used to MC a lot in those days, so there's always that moment where I say, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Larry David," and I'm walking off, and he's walking on.
Yeah.
So he used to always say to me, like, whisper into my ear, "Stay close." Because usually if you knew somebody had a 15-minute spot, you'd go to the bathroom, you go out to the bar and schmooze, whatever. No, with him, stay close because he might just walk off.
Okay.
He was so nuts.
But I didn't even tell the people. Gotham Comedy Club, Friday and Saturday. You're going to go see Susie Essman live on stage. I've seen her before on stage. It's amazing, so go do it. Now, like, how does someone like that who insults the crowd, sometimes walks off, why would they call him back to do another set?
Because he was so original. That's why. Because the people who were running the clubs in those days, it was different than it is now. It was much smaller. And
right, it's very competitive
because he was so original. There was a handful of clubs, there was a handful of comics, and club owners, not everybody put them on, because some club owners just want you to kill all the time.
Right.
But it's certain people, like for example, in those days, Gilbert Gottfried, at Catch a Rising Star, they would put Gilbert on when they wanted to clear the room.
Oh my God!
If it was like 2:00 in the morning, there was stragglers. They put Gilbert on to clear the room.
Oh.
Gilbert is one of the most brilliant comics that ever lived. But Larry was so original. He was a completely original voice.
His ideas,
his stand-up,
Really?
And half of that stuff ended up being Seinfeld episodes.
Right, I know that. I could tell that.
I mean,
you could tell the ones. I mean, I study this shit, so you could tell the ones where it was like that literally happened.
Right.
Whatever something's happening to George, like let's take like you ever saw like the opposite episode where George
maybe how did they all melt together?
Yeah, he did everything the opposite because everything he did was wrong, so he tried the opposite.
Right.
And he was like a
That's
success. Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting? Jason Alexander, who played George, said that he would get these scripts in the first season, and he would say, "This is totally unrealistic.
Right.
Nobody acts like this. No, this doesn't happen." And Larry, "It happened to me. It happened. That's my life. It happened to me."
So you're doing comedy all this time, you're friends with all these guys, and then how does the call come about? I'm sure you told the story a million times. But
Okay, so it's
like no, he never called you when he was doing Seinfeld.
No, never called me when he was
fucking
doing
piece of
Seinfeld.
shit.
Yeah, moved to L.A. We were friendly at the bar. You know what I mean? But actually, all I remember is he used to tell Joy Behar and I used to hang out at the bar with him, and all he would do was tell us every woman that rejected him, just every. He was George, he was George Costanza. So then he's moves to L.A. Blah blah, and in the meantime, I'm doing stand up. I did a couple specials on HBO and like that, and they were doing a roast of Jerry Stiller. The Friars Club was doing a roast of Jerry Stiller, who played George's father.
Right.
And Comedy Central was recording it. The Friars Club put my name in to Comedy Central to be on the roast, and they rejected me because I was not their demographic, which is the biggest load of shit.
There's no demographic for comedy.
You know what? Can I tell you something? I was just stopped on the street by like a 20-year-old boys stopped me constantly.
Right.
About Curb. They go crazy over Curb. We're just a bunch of old Jews on Curb.
Yeah.
We're all over 50. We're just old Jews. And like 20-year-old boys love that show. This is how uninspired the networks are, that they think 20-year-old boys only want to watch 20-year-old boys. It's stupid. So anyway, so they rejected me because I was too old, too female, too Jewish. I don't know what the hell it was.
All the
olds. So the Friars Club said, you know what, just put her on because we know she's going to kill. And they didn't believe I was. And you could have cut her out.
Right.
So they put me on. I fucking killed.
Yeah.
I destroyed.
Did you know Jerry well?
Not that well, but I knew him a little bit. I prepared. Roast, you got to really prepare because you're in that great big grand ballroom, and it's a horrible room for comedy, and you got to set up punch. You got to really prepare. So anyway, I killed. Larry saw it. and he had the idea for this character who had a filthy mouth,
Right.
and it was all of a sudden it was the light bulb
Right, that's
moment,
perfect.
and he called
Those
me up.
moments happen,
Yeah,
like-
and he called me up. That's why I believe in your career. You just keep showing up. You just
Yeah.
keep showing up and doing your work. He called me up. He's like, Susie, hi, it's LD. I was like, hi, Larry. I haven't spoken to you in 15 years. What do you want? I have a show and I want you to do it. I said, what's the part? Don't worry about it. You could do it. I said, well, send me the script. There's no script. And there's no money. You have to fly yourself to LA and put yourself up.
What?
Yeah. And this was right after he got all that Seinfeld syndication money. And it wasn't him. It was HBO. I said, I don't mind doing it for day scale,
Yeah.
but I'm not flying. Find some money to fly me out.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm not flying myself to. So anyway, they
Is
ended
this for,
up doing
the
it.
Pilot? Or
No, it was
something?
for the first season, but for the first 3 seasons, I got day scale. Like we had no money. It was
Really?
we had no trailers. We had nothing.
What?
Yeah, nothing. It was
Wow.
no really low budget,
Damn.
which was kind of fun. It was just
Yeah, I'm
like we were
sure.
just playing
Did you do a lot of acting before that?
a little bit here and there, not much.
Wait, what movie are you in? Oh, is it
I don't know what.
with Tracy Morgan? Are you in the movie?
Oh, yeah, Cop Out.
Cop Out, yeah.
Yeah. How is Tracy?
I haven't spoken to him. I heard he's much better,
All right, good.
but then he's got some crazy lawsuit with Walmart.
As he should.
Yeah. I heard it's like insane.
You know, I
like,
drive on the thruway all the time, and like every time I see a Walmart truck, I get like a.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, he's in good spirits. And I think he's laying low because of the whole legal
Yeah,
aspect
yeah.
of it. But yeah, he's like,
He's funny. He's a nut
home,
job
you know?
boy.
Huh?
He's a nutty boy.
Yeah, he is. Nuts. How do we get? So what? So you do the show. You
Yeah.
curse at Larry for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, was it a hit? It wasn't a hit right away. Right?
No, I would say I could just tell by people
Oh,
stopping
you're not
me
in the
street.
pilot.
I'm not in the pilot.
The,
no.
the mockumentary.
No, Jeff's cheating on me though.
Yeah, Jeff's cheating. Yeah, what the
but
fuck?
I didn't exist. But he's cheating on his
Right.
wife. That piece of crap. Anyway, so every season we didn't know if it was going to continue. It was all
Right.
up to Larry. So it was just like every
I heard
season was
every
a.
season he goes, I don't want
No,
to.
I'm done. I don't want to do another. And then he would call me, and then I don't know. It was an amazing run for 8 seasons.
Did it-
Amazing. We have so much fun.
I'm sure. I that's one of my favorite shows. So did it enhance your stand-up career though?
Oh, absolutely. You know, one of the things about stand-up, one of the great things about being on TV, and it doesn't really happen that much if you're not on TV, is being able to draw.
Yeah.
You know, and once you draw and it's your crowd, it's a completely different world
Yeah.
doing stand-up than when you have to be on a showcase and there's a million different
Yeah.
comics. Oh, I love drawing, and they're my
Yeah.
crowd, and I could just go anywhere. That
Yeah.
that gives me the freedom to go so far out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And still to this day, like, it's-
Yeah.
you do these shows and like everybody on Curb pretty much does stand up, right? Jeff does.
Jeff does. Larry doesn't really
Yeah, not
anymore.
Larry. That's Larry.
But yeah,
JB does.
JB, Jeff,
Even Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis. Richard Lewis and I work a lot together.
Really?
That's a trip.
That must be fun. Like your co-headline.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, how is that?
Oh,
Just
man.
You don't do it with anyone else?
And sometimes Jeff and I do.
There's no Curb tour.
Well, Jeff, Richard, and I have done that, but not for a really long time. It's hard to coordinate all our
Yeah,
schedules.
sure.
But Lewis is a nut job, you know. I mean, he's out of his mind in a good way. In a good
You're
way.
not?
But no, not in the way that he is. I mean, he's just like, oh my God, he's a whole other level of craziness.
It's real.
Oh yeah, it's real.
Like-
that character is real.
Right.
It's real.
How much of your shit is real?
My anger,
Yeah.
not that much.
Who do you yell at?
My kids,
Your kids?
yeah.
Not like that though.
Well, I would say I have 4 kids. I would say that and they're all older now, but I would say that at least once I've gone Susie Green on each of them. You know, smash the car, have a party at the house when we're not there,
Right.
stuff like that. And I would say my husband, I've gone Susie Green on him maybe twice in our relationship, which is not bad,
Nah, not at all.
right? That's not bad.
Because you go Susie Green every time on
Yeah,
the-
with Larry, it's like 0 to 60, like nothing. Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah, but I
You
think
have-
about, you know, there's so many things that I could think about to get me angry that it's easy.
Do you still watch comedy now? Who do you watch now?
Um,
I don't like the way I'm talking to you. I'm talking so respectfully, you know? Usually I'm more ignorant and just say some fucking shit. Like, I'm just...
All right, well, loosen up.
Nah, I don't know. I have so much respect for you.
All right, well, that's a good thing. Do I watch, you mean stand up?
Yeah.
Not really.
No?
Not really.
Did you... You
I
don't.
spent my entire adult life in comedy clubs.
I love it so much. I can't.
You know, I just to me,
listen
what
to it
makes me
all the
laugh
time.
is like real life is what makes me laugh. And comedy on TV,
What do you watch on TV? What's your shit?
like I like sports, and I like stupid shows on History Channel and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like Ancient Aliens and that kind of crap. And like you know what comedy show I like? Veep.
Veep is good.
Is really well
Yeah,
written
Veep
and
is
real, but
good.
I can't watch
Like sitcoms.
Two
like,
Broke Girls.
Yeah.
I can watch that.
You don't relate?
Nah, I can't watch it.
Do you watch any,
And Mad Men. I like Mad Men.
Yeah. That's not a comedy though.
No.
Is that a comedy to you?
This-
That's how the 60s were? What about you watch do you watch like HGTV or any of that
Oh, I
stuff?
love HGTV. Here's
What's
what
your
kills me. Love it or list it. Here's what kills me about HGTV. But here's what kills me about HGTV. Because I just have done like major renovations. I got a house upstate renovating for years. I got an apartment in the city renovating for years. They come in there and they say, or Property Brothers, they come in there and they say, we'll give you a new kitchen, a finished basement, 2 new bathrooms, a master bedroom suite, and we'll do it in 5 weeks for $15,000. That is such a load of crap.
For real.
It's bullshit.
And then like
what is it, like $1953?
No, like Property Brothers. Yo, it's such I mean, I love it. I watch every single
I
episode.
know, me too.
But they act like the dude's in there by himself.
I know, by himself
Yeah,
in
right.
5 weeks. And here's the other thing.
He's always by himself.
By yourself. And here's the other thing with his little bleached hair. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. But here's the other thing about Love It or List It. So you know the exact point where
When they're gonna
Hillary's
have a-
going to have structural
No,
problems.
always. No.
Hillary's
And, like,
going to have a structural
and
problem now.
It's like they tell the couple, do us a favor, go stand on that street corner and have an argument about how much you hate what Hillary's doing.
Exactly. That's exactly. They're all set up. But I enjoy it.
I like the design part. I like the way they make it look.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
The
I don't need the
reveal.
fake drama.
That's what I do. I wait for the reveal. You
I
turn
don't
in the
need, like,
last 5 minutes. That's
the
all you
fight
need.
of the couple and the struggle they're going through.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I just want to see how you
you
how
put
to
it together.
A drywall. You watch
My
Rehab? Rehab Addict?
No, I
You
don't
like
like
that little
her.
blonde
No,
chick?
because she talks like this, and I can't listen to her talking like this, and she's too skinny, little blonde. Nicole Curtis, rehab addict, and I do everything.
Nothing has been in this she's doing with LeBron James. Get the fuck out of here. He would sit on her.
What are you gonna say about your husband?
Oh, my husband is like handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does a lot of, which, by the way, I don't see any purpose in marrying somebody who's not handy. It serves absolutely no purpose
I'm not
whatsoever.
handy at all.
Well, then, are you married?
Yeah.
You're useless to
Yeah,
your
I know.
wife. You're nothing.
Not good. I can,
What do you make her laugh?
Yeah.
That's
Nah.
really very
She
unenthusiastic.
doesn't laugh much. Yeah, I make her laugh.
What is she, a depressive?
She's fucking depressed. She's a depressed Filipino.
Oh, Jesus.
No, she's cool. No, I'm like handy enough. Like I can fix something that's broken. A hinge, a light.
Oh, I could fix a hinge.
Yeah, I can't.
My husband builds.
No, I can't
I'll tell you, when our other house upstate, we brought our kids up upstate 'cause you can't bring your kids up in Manhattan. So he finished our basement. So I went on the set and I said to Larry, Jimmy finished the basement. He could not even conceive. Oh, what do you mean? He hired somebody, right? I said, no, he finished. I don't understand. He got a crew in there. I said, no, he finished it himself. He framed it. He did the drive.
By himself?
I don't understand what you're talking about. He couldn't even conceive of.
And that's not because he's mega rich.
No, it's because
It's just he doesn't know how to
he's
put anything
he's
together.
Jewish. He can't, But I always say to him, with all his money and all his witticisms, if there's a tsunami or a nuclear holocaust, my husband could build a lean-to and survive and rub 2 sticks together and make a. Where's his witticisms getting him then?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
This is a hip hop radio station.
Right.
We are hardcore hip hop junkies.
Right.
Fans.
Right.
We make our money from this.
Right?
Hip hop to us is a very specific thing. Do you think like Beyonce is hip hop?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because there's
She's
some
pop.
Right.
She's pop music.
But some people think there's like some white people that are like, oh, I like hip hop. You know, Beyonce. Like,
no,
shut the
what am I, a
fuck
fucking
up.
idiot?
I don't
know
know.
Beyonce's not hip hop. She could like be a hip hop light
She
sometimes.
has a hip hop track to it.
Yes,
except that
exactly.
Okay. Do you know her husband?
Personally?
Well, have you ever met Jay-Z?
No.
You never did it like a fundraiser or some
No,
kind of...
I never met him.
You never been to the Met?
No.
Who do you know? What rappers do you know?
None.
You have to meet some rappers.
You know what? One time, this made me laugh. One time I was at another radio station.
Yeah.
And I was in the waiting room, and these two rappers came in, and they knew who I was. I didn't know who they were, and they introduced themselves to me, and they said something like, "Hi, my name is blah blah blah, but my hip hop name is blah blah blah,"
Yeah.
and "Hi, my name is." So I was thinking about it. I said, "What would my hip hop name be?" And he thought for a second, and he went, "Short Fuse." And I thought that was great.
awesome.
Isn't that great?
You don't know who it was?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Short Fuse. I love that.
That fits you perfectly.
I know.
So hold on.
But can I say I'm equal opportunity ignorance because I don't know about hip hop, but I don't know about any current music.
Okay. That's
So
fine.
it's
not a black thing.
no, definitely
We've
not a black
established
thing.
that you're fine with black people.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, can I say something
You had a black
that's going to
boyfriend.
sound? Well, of course, but that's beside the point. From Mount Vernon, can I say something that's going to sound racist?
Yes.
But it's not really racist.
Yeah.
Black audiences are fantastic for comedy.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Out to have fun and a good time and non-judgmental.
And
that's a generalization,
well, here's the
of
thing,
course.
Though. I'll tell you something. Black audiences, or like I not just black, I like urban, but I
Right.
hate the term urban.
Me
also.
too.
But like city folks, they're great if you're doing great.
Oh yeah, well,
If you're not doing great, they turn on you
Yeah.
something awful.
right.
Like they just start having a conversation like, "What's up with this motherfucker?"
It's never happened to me.
No, I don't think it would. I don't think it would. But cause white audiences, they're like, "Oh, it's not funny, but I'll give him a shot." And
You know what I hate? The internal laughers. The ones who are laughing on the inside.
Yeah. They
Hate
don't know
that
we
shit.
need that. The laughter
right.
is the fuel.
Right.
They don't know. What so I'm trying to think of any rappers on Curb that you.
Well, no,
Mekhi
but the-
Phifer was on there, but he
but
played
the-
a rapper.
But the funniest was
Crazy Eyes.
Was like,
Right. He's not a real rapper.
I know he's an actor. Chris Williams, very wonderful actor, but all of that stuff was improvised.
Yeah.
He came up with, and that's an example that Larry always gives because the show is improvised. We don't have
Yeah.
a script. That 99% of the time, the actors come up with better stuff than he ever could have written.
Right.
He couldn't have written all that stuff that Chris Williams came up with. That whole "you my,"
Yeah.
He just came up with that.
Right.
That wasn't in.
Yeah, not in there. And you gotta roll with it. There's a couple, because it's all improvised, but you'll do a few takes.
Oh, we do a lot of
And you do
takes,
different
and
versions.
there's an outline, so you know what each scene is about.
Right, like you have to yell at Larry for taking the doll head,
Correct.
and that's
Like
it.
it'll say Larry and Jeff drive up to the driveway. Susie is waiting for them there and demanding the doll's head back.
And that's it.
That's all it says.
And the whole page, that's all it says.
Correct. Something like that.
And
yeah.
then, but does it say angrily, or?
You know what? Sometimes it does, but he doesn't really need to. We know.
You know. So, and then you just go off about the doll's head.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why I mentioned that one is because I just was at Gotham this weekend, and the clip of it played to say you were coming up
Oh,
there
really?
this weekend.
Yeah.
And it's just like
That's my favorite.
hilarious. Now, so what about? So it's all improvised.
Yeah.
And you'll do a few different takes.
Yeah.
And he'll just pick which one.
Right. We do a lot of takes because there's always a lot of coverage for editing.
Yeah. And you have no idea what's going to be picked until it airs.
No.
Do you ever say, Larry, use this one?
No. Sometimes he'll ask me something or we'll confer, but
Yeah.
no, I totally trust him.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
He's the genius. I'm just the actress, the hired help.
Oh, you're more than that. You're Susie Essman at Gotham Comedy Club this weekend, Friday, Saturday. Has dated a black guy somewhere in there. Her husband is not Spaniard. He builds stuff. He'll kick your ass. Can your husband kick ass?
You know what? I don't know.
He's not Jewish.
No.
What is he?
He's like white.
You do Christmas?
He,
You do
yeah,
Jewish
yeah,
Christmas?
he's Christian. He's like, he's Catholic. He's Irish, German, Dutch, French. He's like a mutt.
He's a mutt, yeah.
And he's very cute.
So do you have like a Christmas tree and a something
Menorah?
Jewish? Yeah.
Something Jewish, a menorah. And you know what? I'm not religious, but yeah, we have a Christmas tree.
That's nice.
We have kids. You have to have a Christmas tree when you have kids.
I swear to you, I don't understand Jewish people that celebrate Christmas. My
Well,
old
I don't
co-host-
celebrate it. My husband does. He's Catholic.
And you're fine with the tree there?
Yeah, what do I care?
Do you do the Chinese food at Christmas?
No, we go to his family. We go to his. He's one of 9.
And they don't look at you sideways?
They in the beginning they did, yes, absolutely, but not anymore.
Yeah, now
I
you're
won
cool.
them over.
With
You want to know what's weird? What's weird is they were a little weird to me until they saw me on stage. Once they saw me on stage, they were like, "Oh, I see who she is."
Right.
You know, she's.
How long you been married?
Well, we've been together 11 years. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
All right, she has to go. Go see her at Gotham or wherever else she is. Do you have like, how do people find you? Like a website?
SusieEssman.com. I'll be at Gotham, and then I'll be at Governor's
Yeah.
in Levittown, Great Room, on December 5th and 6th, and that's it for the year. I'm done.
And then she's done. That's it. Get the fuck out of here. Comedy Corner. Corner?
Comedy in the round.